Well guys, so far in the What's Up With series, we've looked at the strange, obscure, and basically less than well-known Sonic games. But since the last Sonic game we looked at was Sonic Heroes, I think it's finally time that we get into the more well-known games in the series. And what better way to start that than looking at the game that started Sonic's notorious 3D era, and pretty much got him to where he is today.
So we're looking at Sonic Boom?
Well, okay, not exactly where Sonic is today. He has changed a lot. If we were looking at what made Sonic Boom, I'd be reviewing child marketing appeal.
Oh, look at child marketing appeal for the next episode.
Today, we're looking at Sonic Adventure. I think this game is an interesting example of Sega's odd choices. This game is Sonic's jump to 3D, and it was done pretty well, but for some reason they chose to change things up so much as the series went on. Sonic Adventure 2 did change from this first Sonic Adventure, but it worked out well and seemed more like perfecting rather than just changing. But after that, we got big changes like Sonic Heroes and its slow-paced ability switching, or Sonic and the Secret Ring's gimmicky motion controls. Some people say Sonic's downfall started with Sonic 06, but at least it felt like the same gameplay as Sonic Adventure 2, when it came to the levels that were for the speed characters. But my main point is, while most series choose to stick close to how their 3D jumps went, Sonic for some reason just changed and was never really consistent. I mean, it's the same concept, but look at Mario's 3D games, or Zelda's 3D games. Most of the Nintendo series and others have remained very similar to how their 3D jumps were, simply having new items or abilities, or even new galaxies to keep things fresh. But Sega takes things a little more drastically.
True, but if you think about it, they have kind of been changing things up even from the beginning in Sonic Adventure. I mean, it's a good game, but it also felt very abstract. There were so many different forms of gameplay that it did kind of feel like they didn't want to just stick to one thing. You had the running, the snowboarding, the plane flying, the pinball, the treasure hunting, and just a whole bunch of crazy game mechanics.
Yeah, thinking back on it, pretty much every single Sonic game since Sonic Adventure has had a lot of different gameplay mechanics within each game. For Sonic Unleashed, Sonic 06, and such. Heck, only more recent games like Sonic Colors, Sonic Lost World have actually stuck to basically one style through the whole game.
So maybe it's not that Sonic changed from Sonic Adventure, but more like the change is a normal thing that they had wanted to do with the series.
Yeah, in terms of gameplay, maybe it did define the fact that Sonic would change all throughout his history, but when it comes to presentation, this game didn't define much, as you won't really find many games as wacky as Sonic Adventure. So like I said, this game has plenty of different gameplay styles, and each is given to different characters. You can play as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Big the Cat, yes, you smirk away, snicker, smirk, whatever, and Gamma. Each plays differently and has a part to a much bigger story. If you ever played a 3D Sonic game before, you'll most likely know what Sonic's levels are like, running and platforming to reach a goal ring within a certain amount of time. Tails is very similar, but with a little more platforming based. Both are really fun and creative, so not too much to say about them. Knuckles is very different from the first two, having levels that require you to hunt for objects rather than reaching the end of a level. You have to use this beeping sound as a sort of hotter, colder method to find what you're looking for, and not only does it sometimes not work, but it doesn't stop. It's just beeping and beeping, and it's like you're following that voice in your head that just leads you in circles and is really just there to drive you insane.
Dude, just turn the volume off.
Oh. Well, that could have made several years of playing this game much more pleasant if I had actually thought of that. Then there's Gamma's story. His is pretty fun. It's kind of a lock-on shooting game with a nice mixture of platforming. It's actually the gameplay style that spawned the mech levels in Sonic Adventure 2, but in my opinion, this game controls much better.
Alright, Gamma. If you're going to kill Sonic and his friends someday, you'll need to know what it feels like to kill them. I've spent hours knitting these dolls for you to destroy. Although, to be fair, these are much more adorable than the real thing. And they took a really long time. I mean, long nights spent knitting away and getting every feature just right. And, well, actually, it was quite a learning experience for me. Good memories of those dolls. On second thought, go mop the bathroom or something, and I'll just keep these. Maybe they'll come in handy if we ever get a sequel to Sonic R.
Then you have Amy's story, and it's not terrible, but she moves very slowly. To be honest, it almost feels like Sonic Boom in terms of gameplay mechanics. You're not going around super fast, you're solving puzzles, doing some platforming, but it's not nearly as repetitive and is quite a bit more fun. Because of her story, you're almost always being chased by something, and that mixed with the slow speeds makes it kinda creepy actually. Maybe this was Sega's way of mentally preparing players for staying calm while being stalked. You know, it does happen, why not have video games to help you out? You never know the next time you'll be running through an amusement park to save birds whilst being chased by evil robots made by an evil scientist who's shaped like an egg. Hey, you'll be thanking this game when it does happen. The last story is Big the Cat, and yeah, he's very biggish as normal. His missions are basically just fishing or using your fishing pole. It's very similar to Sega Bass Fishing. But for one, they don't explain it to you very well. For two, it's not what I want to do in a Sonic game. And for three, you're playing as stinking Big the Cat. So no, I didn't enjoy it. Oh, and it doesn't help that he just steals Tails' plane, making it impossible for Sonic to escape a crashing ship when he needs to. Yeah, great job, Big. You almost killed Sonic to find Frog, who obviously keeps running away from you for a reason. Okay, so the gameplay for each story overall is pretty fun, very diverse, and lasts a long time. But the real thing to talk about is the story. It's definitely something to experience. So it starts off with Sonic apparently returning from somewhere and finding an evil alien being chased by police. But he actually didn't do anything wrong, so I guess the police are evil for opening fire for no reason. No wonder aliens always attack us rather than just talking to us in all the alien movies I've seen. We are monsters. So Sonic tries to kill it, but it escapes down the sewer. Well, the plot is set, right? There's an evil monster on the loose who might not be evil at all, and Sonic must track him down or face the possible death of Station Square's citizens. Or, just take a nap by a pool. I guess that makes sense. Then he sees Tails crashing his plane and seems extremely excited about it. So he finds Tails, who starts explaining stuff about his new plane and why it crashed. I'm not sure how he's explaining it. I mean, I'm not sure how you can talk very well and pronounce consonants without closing your mouth. Oh, and Sonic's really scared of Chaos Emeralds, I guess.
Whoa! A Chaos Emerald!
So they go to the Mystic Ruins to see Tails' new plane or something, but Eggman finds them and uses his crazy hand to take their Chaos Emerald. I mean, just look at that ecstatic claw. Must have had too much caffeine or something. That's actually my favorite claw of all time, you know. Yeah, I pick favorite claws. I have a list. It's a thing. Don't question me.
You'll be invincible and work for me!
In my office supply factory, where we make everyday office items at a shockingly low price.
So Tails and Sonic go to find the emeralds in the obvious place that you would look for powerful gems, the casino. But no sooner do they get one than does Eggman spray them with Spyro dust and takes it. Yeah, pretty simple. You'd think he would use that more often, or heck, why not while they're knocked out, just kill them? But no, he has to feed this alien thing that might turn against him, and spoiler alert, does turn against him, when he could be using a very loyal Spyro gas that would never betray him, because it's a gas. And last I checked, gas doesn't really have much gripe with anything. So they find Knuckles, and he's all punch and no talk.
Something bugging you?
Yeah, I think it might be that dumb stinking face of yours, Sonic. What is that?
Knuckles, don't tell me Eggman tricked you again! Me? What about you?
Yeah, Sonic, what about you, huh? Knuckles isn't the only one being tricked by Eggman, you know. Oh wait, yes he is. What are you talking about, Knux? Guys, you know he's just been sitting there waving those emeralds around as if he says, hey everyone, free food, come and get it, but I guess you're too busy not synchronizing your words with your mouths to notice.
Chaos!
Oh my gosh, that delivery.
Chaos!
The beauty of the way he said chaos, it's just such a mystic, whimsical way of making such a simple word sound like a hymn sung by angels. The very name of chaos has been turned into a hypnotical vocal trance set forth by the delivery of that word. This one line that was given to Eggman could have been said simply and normally, without effort, as there are much better lines to focus on, but no, he gave it his all. The whole of his acting career was overwhelmed by the line, chaos. His resume contains only one thing. I was the one who said chaos in Sonic Adventure, and from that alone should I be hired. And so it was that all who read hired, and all who hired read, and Eggman became known as the voice of heaven itself. Let's take a moment to appreciate that line in its fullness.
Chaos!
It's so beautiful, I can't help but cry tears of joy.
Then where are your tears?
They're invisible tears.
Adieu!
Okay, yeah, you're good at saying chaos, but your French needs some work, Eggman. You know, why not just change all your lines to chaos and we'll call it a day?
Chaos! 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 Chaos!
Now, I need to cut this game some slack since it is the first 3D Sonic game, but between the script delivery to the lines themselves to the animation, faces, lip syncing, everything about this is just really odd. But that's one of the reasons it's so classic. I could go on for an hour looking at the cutscenes with all the story in this game, but I don't want to focus too much on that rather than the gameplay itself, and we'll look at the cutscenes more in a future video. So for now, let's just have some fun in this game's overworld.
Are you my mom?
Sir, there seems to be a build-up in front of the train station.
What's the hold-up?
Well, sir, it's a fox doing ballet. Oh, yes. Okay, yes, sure. I see, I get it. See, Sonic Adventure, I totally get you. I understand you. I get what this is. Makes perfect sense.
Okay, random guy who may be paralyzed or dead. You'll be my pal now, so let's go on a cruise. Huh. I was pretty sure I bought the boat containing more materials than just air. Oh well.
Okay, so my question here would be, how does cargo in and cargo out? Tails? You okay? I think you're creeping that lady out. How about you stop?
Hi, I'll have a burger, or maybe just some help would be fine. Ah, yes. My house. Sure is fun, isn't it?
This overworld is one of the few things that Sonic has kept for most of his big Sonic games. It seems with any of them there was some sort of hub world like in Unleashed or Sonic 06. The overworld is actually one of the reasons why this game and its sequel are so evenly matched. Sonic Adventure 2 is lacking in overworld and doesn't have as many gameplay modes, but it's probably just a bit more fun in my opinion. So the game is really odd. I mean, any review you'll see will tell you the same thing, with all its weird styles, story, gameplay choices. But is it a good or bad odd? Well, of course, it's a good odd. It's kind of impressive because everything from the pinball to the kart racing to the hunting to the platforming was enjoyable. That's not an easy thing to do with so many variations of gameplay. I should also point out that although the game's presentation is odd, as I may have said before, I don't recall, the music is superb. It's very diverse as well, with many different styles, but it's some of Crush 40's best work, and there's so many tunes in this game that you'll get stuck in your head. So today, you just have so many people wondering why Sega keeps changing things. Why can't they just do the running missions that everybody loves? Why add werehog missions, or weird motion controls, or combat, or all these different gimmicks that they add to a game that might be pretty good without? Well, that's just what they've always done. People forget that even in Sonic Adventure, they never did stick to just one thing. And even though it often leads to games only being half good, maybe it's what Sega wanted for Sonic all along. If they just stuck to running levels, they would most likely make a lot better games, but maybe they just don't want to. And whether that's a good thing or bad thing for their games, at least it may give some reason as to why Sonic's never always consistent, and isn't always what we want him to be. Maybe Sega knows how much people love those running levels, but give them to us in small doses to keep them fresh. Maybe what we want isn't always what's best for the series, and I think Sonic Adventure is a good example of that.
Well, to be fair, they do still have issues with making games and rushing them. It's not like every Sonic running level they make is gold.
Right, I know a lot of people go around the internet looking for that one big reason Sonic isn't at the top of his game, but it's never just one big reason waiting to be discovered. It's a mixture of many different things.
Yeah, at least with all the confusion and issues going on with Sonic games today, we can still play the older games like we did today, and take a look back at when he didn't have so many ups and downs.
Sonic never was free of his ups and downs.
Okay, then I take it back, I guess?
Hidden away in the past are dark times. Bleak times.
Well, it couldn't be as bad as things can be nowadays, right?
Silver, be thankful that you were not around during those days. Be thankful that you are too naive to understand.
Why do people always call me that?
Blurred beneath the idea that the old days were perfect, there lies a great evil.
Would you just tell me what it is? You're getting really annoying.
The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, I don't think it was that bad.
Maybe not.
So why are you talking like that?
I don't know. Hey guys, Peter here. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know why or how I can improve. If you think this video is worthy, sharing it to your social medias would be muchly appreciated. If you're new to the channel, I upload new videos like this almost every day, so feel free to subscribe if you're interested in that sort of a thing. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and I leave you with this music from my channel's music provider, DJ BassFox28. You can check out his channel in the description or by clicking the annotation to the left.